Hey, Ivan the affiliate, aka Ivan the affiliate. Welcome to the Distro Boss podcast for the second time because this is round two. Because the first time I did this is the bane of doing online podcasts. It actually broke down, didn't work for us. But hey, listen, welcome back for round two.
It's all good. Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate it, dude. So look, what we were talking about, I'm not going to just refer to like a podcast that doesn't exist, but we're going to kind of go over ground already covered. And what we were talking about was how like affiliate marketing could be a very legitimate way to actually escape the 9 to 5 and be this kind of thing that people could do as a side hustle. You're seeing this all around the internet in terms of what people are promoting when it comes to becoming an affiliate marketer. Now there's two schools of thought when it comes to affiliate marketing. There's working for companies as an affiliate marketing manager, where I have one, for instance, for my software. Like we have someone that just goes out, looks for potential affiliates to promote the thing, and they earn an override on the affiliates that promote it, and so everyone's kind of earning along that daisy chain. And then there's the other side, which is like when you type in affiliate marketing on Google or YouTube, you're going to be inundated with like, hey, look, you can be an affiliate marketer, and you can make significant amounts of money. You don't have to do this or that, but there's the fantasy, and then there's the real world kind of like the knowledge. And that's really what you're here to sort of share with us. Like what's a day in the life of an affiliate marketer? How did you get involved with it? Give us your backstory, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me just introduce myself. So as Ivan Dodd, the affiliate. So that is me. So let me just be clear. I'm a 9 to 5. I have a 9 to 5 job, right? And I started digital marketing because I just knew I wanted to create a second income stream. But it had to be something that could fit around my life, right? Fit around my job, fit around my social life and everything I want to do. And from doing my research, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, absolutely tick that box. So, literally we are talking a couple of hours a day. You can spend literally a couple of hours a day doing what you need to do. But as you rightly said, affiliate marketing is basically where you promote other companies' products in exchange for a commission, right? So, for example, I might decide I want to be an affiliate for Harrods, something like that, right? Or Nike or Under Armour or Adidas. I mean, the list goes on. I join their program. They give me a unique link that's just mine. Let's call it my little membership number. And that membership number is what I put on all my social media. So I do a video. Let's say I do a video about some Nike trainers, right? And you see that and you go to my website, you see my little number, my little link, you click it, you go to the website of Nike, buy the trainers, Nike then pay me a commission. That's affiliate marketing. That is basically what it is. So you haven't got any of the shipping or inventory or any of that stuff to deal with. You literally can you're just pushing these people to these companies. And when you lead a busy life, right, being able to do something online that you can mold around commitments is perfect. And that's,
it's a really good way to get into business, because the story is similar to the conversations I've had with people who talk about like network marketing as well. Like there are some similarities in terms of the benefits, in that in both cases, getting involved with setting up your own business or being your own business, your own boss in a sense, you don't have to deal with the situation of having to create the product, deal with the fulfillment of that, to create all the systems and processes behind the scenes. You're literally able to just represent the thing that you want to represent and then go ahead and promote it. And I think the difference is that network marketing is really more, you're kind of aligning yourself with one brand to a degree. I think it's kind of difficult to initially start with multiple. You'll have to kind of align with one. And then you have affiliate marketing, which is where you can actually do quite a lot of different things at the same time. Like you mentioned Harrods, you mentioned like other brands out there like Nike and stuff like that. You can get involved with lots of different
affiliates. It's overwhelming. But I think that's a key decision that somebody has to make when they want to do affiliate marketing is, what do they want to promote? And the reason I say that is because you can literally promote lots of different items, right? So you might brought a pair of trainers and a watch or a bracelet or, I don't know, whatever, suitcase. But what I personally have found is, in order to make what I call that low ticket affiliate marketing, because there's two types. There's high ticket, there's low ticket. What I've been talking about, I would call low ticket, where basically you've got to make lots of sales in order to get any kind of decent return. All right. Whereas what I do and what a lot of people do is what we call high ticket affiliate marketing. So I'm talking, at a minimum 400 or 500, right? At the top end, potentially 4,000 or 5,000 per sale, right? Now, what that means to an affiliate marketer like me is, so let's say I set myself a target. I want to generate 1,000 a day. If I'm selling something that's 500, I've got to make 2 sales, right? So that's all right. You think 2 sales a day? It's possible. But if I was doing low ticket affiliate marketing that's getting me 20, 30 quid a sale, right? I've got to do 30, 40 sales every day to get that same amount of money. That's a lot. It's not going to happen. Let's be honest. It's just not going to happen. Which is why I think when you, as an affiliate marketer, if you can align yourself to something that's going to pay you a substantial amount, right, for exactly the same amount of work I may add, right, why would you not?
I get that, because when I've looked at like the models in the past, and when I've spoken to some of the affiliates that work with me, just through conversation, they talk about like where they had to go with the low ticket options. They kind of have to. Well, one of the strategies I've found or heard that were successful was where you'd pick like a group of products that kind of were aligned with one sector. Like if it was finance, like a bunch of different like affiliate programs tied to like credit cards and banking apps and that sort of thing. And then they'd go ahead and start creating this kind of this master site, right? I think there's a proper name for it, but like this one kind of website, like a blog that would be promoting the majority of these things. Well, all of them. And they'd be consistently doing this so that when anyone comes into that funnel, they'll end up kind of going into these different places. And over time, the volume and that, you'd end up making something over time. But that just seems like such hard work, like, because you look at big businesses out there like Credit Karma, or I think Credit Karma is the one that comes to mind right now, where like, the banking app where you go and get your credit score. I mean, that little credit score is like an API that anyone can put together. Any developer could put that together because they're just, you can feed into those things.
Yeah.
Where you can get a credit score and if someone signs up, it's a good lead magnet. And with Credit Karma, for instance, you sign up to get your free credit score, and then you enter into this app. And within this app, suddenly you're being offered, hey, you can get this credit card, this credit card, this credit card. This is the mortgage that you could get. And there's like a ton of stuff. And basically that's a really well done example of one of those kind of blogs where it's all like, it's aligned with a certain type of product or offer. Then I can see it making money. But how does the everyday person do it? So that kind of goes into like, go for the higher ticket, because when you do get a sale, it's going to actually pay off for you.
Exactly. And I also have to say as well, not to be blunt, but people are lazy when it comes to research. And if you give people multiple options, right, they'll invariably click none of them, right? And what I mean by that is, so let's say someone comes to my profile, they click my link, but then that opens up a web page with multiple items on it. They might all be in the same niche, like, all credit related, finance related. All right. But they've got 5 or 10 options. My experience, right, is that in that scenario, they just click off. You don't click.
I can agree with that, because I've never once got a credit card through Credit Karma. I'll get my free credit score and I will look at everything, but I will not use it. I'll just go.
No, and it's true. It is. And as an affiliate marketer, you need to be mindful of that, because otherwise you are literally potentially putting all your energy into this front end of creating content to kind of attract these people, to then basically drive them into something that is literally almost like a black hole of nothingness.
confused mind doesn't die, right? There's that old statement comes to
It's
mind.
what, sorry?
A confused mind doesn't buy.
Completely.
Yeah.
And we actually confuse them by putting them onto the page in the first place. That's the point I'm making, is that we need to be mindful of that and try and keep that journey for that customer, right? That lead, that prospect, as simple, as clean as we possibly can. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at like upside potential for like, you know, the person starting out in affiliate marketing, like if they're thinking about, you know, they've seen the YouTube videos, the Instagrams around, they're getting, you know, they're getting enough information fed to them that's giving them the desire to get into affiliate marketing, but now they're looking for a way to actually go about doing it without getting like scammed or picking up products that really don't make them much money. You talk about high ticket products, like where would someone like actually have to, where would they go? How could they set about finding high ticket products?
So a lot of high ticket tends to be attached to kind of courses, and programs, right? So what I mean by that is potentially, you know, you can join a program and then you can start to promote it, right? You'll become an affiliate for that program. So that's one way of doing it. All right. And I've done those in the past myself, you know, and you can get up to 3,000 per sale in that scenario.
Oh, wow. That's a significant bump from like 20, 30 quid.
Oh, God. Yeah. See, absolutely. Absolutely. But if I just step back from that for 1 second. So just a couple of points you just mentioned. So I think you mentioned people Googling and YouTube and stuff like that. And I just want to kind of just say to people, please don't do that. Right. And the reason I say that is because there are so many conflicting views on everything. You can put anything into Google and you will get a list of 1 million different answers to the same question, right? The same applies to affiliate marketing. Is the biggest mistake I find people make is when they try and do it on their own by literally YouTubing or Googling, right? And they'll come to me and they'll say, oh, I've been overwhelmed by information. I don't know whether to go left or go right. I just don't know what to do. Or they've been onto social media, right? Made the mistake of typing something in there. And then the algorithm thinks you want to see lots of that and bombards them on there. So they come on to me and they're saying, I'm getting hit every day with this and that in my news feed. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you've probably searched for it, haven't you? Right? And I get how much, how confusing it can get. I get how kind of you literally can't see the wood for the trees. But that is where you literally need to find a person in zero in and drill down and decide on one person that you relate to, you connect to, who you think, you know what, they sound like a pretty stand-up person, probably just very similar to me. Yes, let me talk to this guy. And then block out all of that other stuff. Otherwise, you'll never move forward. You'll constantly stay in this mire of greatness where you're scared to go left or right, which is not helpful for you because ultimately you want to grow a business and make some money, right? But your own actions that have kind of led to you being bombarded are actually preventing you from doing that. So that's kind of, I just really want to put out there, stop doing that, right? And just make an effort to find somebody, right? And that's not to be me, it can be anybody that you connect to who you feel can help you and then move forward on that basis. So that was that. But in terms of the high ticket thing, right? In order to get started online from a high ticket perspective, invariably you are going to have to join a program, right? But then you can promote that program, in which case you will make back the money that you invest in that program within potentially one sale, right? Wow. So it becomes a no-brainer in that regard, right? Fine, support everything. You're getting shown how to do everything. Some programs will even build your sales funnel, do all your email marketing and all that type of stuff for you. You'll get the mentorship, you'll get the Zoom calls, you'll get the guidance, right? You'll get your affiliate link that's just yours. Boom, you promote it, you get a sale, you've got your costs back, and you're in a win-win situation. You're in this program, you've got all this knowledge, all this information, and you're generating an income from it. Was that your journey? Like when you were scouting around looking for opportunities, did you find yourself is that where that story comes from, where that advice comes from, like your own journey? Or yes, it does. So So I've been working online for kind of nearly 5 years now. In fact, literally, I'm not 5 years. And I started network marketing. All right. So as you mentioned before, I was aligned to a particular product. I had some success in 2021 during COVID. Awesome time for online working. But that fell off a cliff in 22 for me. And that business model was reliant at that time on me paying for ads. So I was paying YouTube, Google, Facebook to show my ads, spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds every single month but not getting a return back. I did that for far too long. Got to a tipping point at the back end of 22. And I was literally lying in bed and I was on TikTok and I was just scrolling through and I saw an ad about affiliate marketing. And it caught my attention. I went through the process and New Year's Eve, about 11:30 in the morning, I had a call. They stepped me through it all and I made the decision there and then to join.
What was it about affiliate marketing that kind of pulled you in?
The massive attraction was because it required no paid ads, right? It was all going to be driven by free content, point one. Point two is it ticked a box around an hour or two a day. I was thinking, Matt, okay, I can do that. That's all good. Point three, no inventory, no shipping or anything like that. Another great point. In fact, I didn't need any experience. That was a massive selling point. I mean, anyone can do it. So I was like, right, okay, yeah, I've been working online, but I didn't actually know anything about affiliate marketing, at all. So that it ticked a box there, the fact that I didn't need to know. And then also the fact that I was going to get help, guidance, mentorship to get started, right? So it kind of ticked all the boxes, and I was kind of pretty desperate at that point in time. I was like, I was like looking for a sign. I was like, just give me something that I can do that's going to help me sort this problem out. So I'm convinced, I wouldn't say I'm a religious person, but I believe in God and stuff like that. But I do believe, right? I do absolutely 100% believe that I was guided to this opportunity.
Wow. And you've been out for what?
Undoubtedly. Right?
You've been at it for just over 2 years now.
No. 60. So January 23. So I had the call New Year's Eve in December 22. Literally started then on January the 2nd, 23. So it's literally 16 months for me.
Wow. And in that time, you're sold on it.
I was completely, and I got my first commission within 5 weeks of starting. Right. Oh. So,
was this one of those programs where everything was built? Like you had the funnel, you had
that was yeah. They did all that. I had to buy my domain name and stuff like that. That's by the by. But yeah, I was literally walking through Morrison's. So when the first notification came through from my first commission, I was literally in Morrison's and I was walking back to my car. My phone vibrating. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And I saw this email saying, congratulations, you just made. I thought it was a spam email at first. I've never seen one before, so I didn't know what it looked like. So I also kind of went into my account and it was already there, the money. So
how much was it? How much?
It's over 1,000, that first one.
It's not bad.
1,012. I'm going to say 1,012. 1,000 a few pennies.
And no ads.
If there'd been I would love to see the security footage of the car park in Morrison's, because I was literally like, that. And you know what? Now I get to help other people do that, right? When they start to get those commissions and you see the reactions and just the looks on people's faces, it's the best thing in the world. It is the best thing in the world. It really is. So yeah, one of those little things.
Well, that's it. I mean, when the few people that I've spoken to so far for this podcast, when the conversation has touched on affiliate marketing, it's the results have always been, I've tried it. I made a couple of, a few dollars, a few pounds here and there. But it really wasn't that lucrative. So I just felt like it was a bit too much like hard work. And I could have, it's easy to just kind of like ignore an entire business sector on the basis of like reviews like that. And I think people do get stuck there. But if there is a higher paying affiliate, because you are more like an external sales force then.
Exactly that. Yeah. We save a fortune. These companies must they do save an absolute fortune in their marketing budget, because I'm not saying they don't market, but they don't have to put as much into it because they've got this whole social media movement that's doing it for them.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest benefits of like when people could eventually, back when we couldn't self-publish in the way we could, it was like this was a completely different story. And affiliate marketing has been around for a long time, but like it had lots of different names as well, and it's kind of morphed. And I think what it is today is really a result of people being able to self-publish, to be able to that changed everything. Everyone knew social media was going to be something, but I don't think everyone really realized why social media was going to be so powerful. And it is the fact that everyone could self-publish, they could create a following, and they could have influence over that following. And if people can do that, take the time to build up, cultivate, and nurture a network of their own, they can actually then create offers and make offers. And I think if you have a good, solid affiliate agreement that pays a decent amount of money, you can really benefit from that. But that goes to the question of, if you don't have your own social media, like when you started this, like, were you starting at like zero? You did start at zero. Okay. Why don't you tell us the journey of like, because you said that within 5 weeks, how did you go from zero? Because that's what people want to know. How did you go from zero social media following to £1,000 in 5 weeks?
Yeah. So let me first say,
give people the recipe. That's what they want. They want the recipe.
There is no magic formula, right? There's a few things that's really important for anybody that wants to work online, right? And I would say focus, consistency, commitment, right? Mindset, all critical components, right? And then over that, I would also say that this is not get rich quick. It can be make some money in a short amount of time, right? But let me be clear here. If you want to do this, right, and the people I want to work with are people that want to build a business over the long term, want to build a long-term, something that's going to literally sustain them for years to come, right? So I'm 54 now, and I'm thinking about retirement. I'm thinking about what's going to help me sustain in retirement, right? So, provided you tick those boxes, provided you're that type of person that's not looking for get rich quick and accepts that you're going to have to basically need to show up every day, right? And that's the first answer to your question. How did I make it happen? I made it happen by showing up every single day and do what I needed to do. What I needed to do was create content, put that on the Instagram, right, for people to see, right? Be consistent every single day, posting 2 or 3 times every single day, right? Creating 2 or 3 reels every single day, posting them on social media, and then for social media, grabbing hold of them and throwing it out to the world, right? And then people would come to my profile, click the link, go into my email list, and then they go into the sales funnel, right? And that sales funnel is how these people then, and how I got that first commission. So it doesn't require anything extra from me, right? So this...
You just kind of lead them to the door, and that's it. Once they're hit the door,
then the sales funnel takes care of the rest. Right?
So this is different. This is different from, and I just want to reiterate this just in case people are missing it, because it's easy to miss. Like a lot of affiliate programs out there, it's just a link to like an order page, and then someone has to purchase it, right? And it could be like a pair of like Nike trainers or sneakers.
Yep.
Depending on if you're listing from America or the UK, right? It's like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, it's usually just going to a place where you can make the purchase instantly. What you're talking about is where you're bringing them to a doorway, which is essentially the beginning of a funnel where that person or that lead is now going to be nurtured along the way and effectively sold to.
Yeah.
You said email sequencing.
Email sequence, and then, and I mean, now, fast forward a year, I do a lot more in my DMs on Instagram and stuff like that rather than email, to be fair. But the answer to the question, what's the secret sauce? It is basically showing up every day, doing what you need to do, being consistent, but also being very, real. I think is probably the right phrase to use. So, and what I mean by that is I'm just me, right? So, I'm not there professing to have a millionaire lifestyle, living on a yacht in Dubai, right? Going out for, £1,000 meals every night and wearing Rolex watches. That's not what I'm trying to do. And I'm very, very conscious about it. I'm a 9-to-5, right? I live in the UK and I do this as a side gig on the side. And I just live my life and show aspects of my life on a daily basis. So, I do stories and stuff like that and just share and just bring to life just me. Because I think what is really important for people, well, I'll use the phrase, people buy from people because of a relationship that they've cultured or a connection that they've made. And what I try to do is really make it as easy as possible for people to connect with me, right? And because when we meet people, we make a decision. We either like them or we don't. Within a second, right? Unconsciously, right? You decide whether that's somebody you want to say hello to or somebody you don't, right? And the same goes for working online. I'm very aware I have a very small window of opportunity, potentially 3 or 4 seconds when somebody sees one of my videos to grab their attention, to connect with them, to make them want to watch and learn more. And I think once you understand that, and you literally, and you can figure out what it is about you that people like to see, it's half the battle. It's half. I learned very quickly that it is just me being me.
Is that something that you've learned as part of like your training in affiliate, or was that like part of your 9 to 5? Like you're in sales or marketing, that that's important, or was that something that you had to learn?
No, I probably got that from there. Maybe a bit of both, to be fair. Maybe
just life experience.
It's probably been made clear in the training. So, as in, the training kind of helped me figure out that stories was a great way to do it, and just kind of showing up and being visual. Because another thing, a lot of people think, oh, do I have to be in the videos? It's a common question that people ask. And the answer is no, you don't, right? There's a lot of successful people that do it without showing the face. However, I would say the easiest and the quickest way to build trust and to build a relationship with an audience is for you to be seen, right?
And it's talking about that for a second. I have seen a lot of ads promoting like just build a theme page, like
build a theme page, use AI avatars and stuff like that. All doable. Just the caveat. The only caveat I give is it just takes longer to build that trust with a person, right? What I'm saying is, if someone wants to buy from you, if they see me every day, right, I'm gonna get to them before they're gonna have enough confidence in an AI avatar or a faceless page to make that purchase. That's all I'm saying. It's just a timing thing. So, and that's part of the reason why I think it happened for me so quickly. I was out there 3 times a day doing reels, and it just works. And yeah, not looked back since. And now I help other people do exactly the same thing as me.
Skills to pay the bills, huh? Yeah. Like, so would you say that it's making you enough money for you to consider even quitting your job at this point, or are you maintaining the 9 to 5?
No, it's not. I'll be very open about that. No, it's not. Not so. But it's giving me a nice extra income. You know what I mean? Right? Helping me track, because me and Ryan, we love travel. All right. Travel's our passion, right? Is what we do. We don't have children. So what do we go to work for? We go to work to pay the bills and to see as much of the world as we possibly can. So it helps, right? And let's be honest, over the past 18 months, kind of the cost of living and stuff like that, it has absolutely been a godsend.
Yeah, I can see that.
Things are costing, well, look about what my outgoings were come January 23 versus what my outgoings are in May 24. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Going back to like the reliance now, like you've basically been able to build, and if anyone like checks your profile out, they'll learn that very quickly that you're talking about affiliate marketing. You'll cover all the bases. Like you'll talk about the low ticket stuff and how you can, the easy breezy way of just getting into affiliate marketing, finding links and then start creating pages. You kind of dish that information out for free, which is really useful. I mean, I learned just, from what I spoke about affiliate marketing, a lot of that I just took from the information that you gave on your page, to be honest with you. So that's a good baseline. And you're now saying that, you've found this system, essentially, this one program that's working for you, that's helping you kind of build this. But over time, I presume that you're now building this pipeline of these clients who have gone through into that program. I mean, they're essentially their clients, but they're still your clients. Like, you kind of pull them in, right?
Yeah. I mean, what I do, I think that separates me out a little bit from people is the fact that I include my personal help and mentorship with these people. So I've got this group of I'll call them students, who are literally starting and building their own digital marketing businesses using my program. All right. But the difference is that they're actually getting my help. So I have a private WhatsApp group with them, and we do Zoom calls. So they have 24/7 access on WhatsApp. They have Zoom calls a couple of times a month, right? Where literally they can have literally some group time with me where I can literally answer any questions they've got, give them feedback on anything they've got, discuss whatever they need to be discussed about their business to make sure that they keep moving forward and growing. All right. And that's all included as part of the program.
So I feel like, what I was getting to is like, that's right. You're nurturing your own clients, but they're going through this other program. Is that right? Or am I misunderstanding how that works?
I'll do what, sorry?
So you're nurturing them yourself, but they're going through a program that's from another company. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. Well, it's the same program I've been through. So it's the same program I did. And, clearly I'm living proof that program actually works. But it's one of those programs where it's just literally, it gives them everything they need to literally start and grow a business. So it's, and for me, having gone through it, very comfortable to promote it.
Yeah. I mean, what about like the future? Like, what if that program stops delivering? What if, because it's one thing to be like representing a company that has something ready-made, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
You're sending people there and you're getting this payment. But what about when if they stop delivering? Like, I don't know, I wouldn't say when, but what if they stop delivering? What would be your pivot to find another program? Like, I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, how does the future look when it comes to your affiliate marketing journey for you? Like,
I'm getting.
You'll stick with it, or you'll pivot.
Yeah. So to answer the first question, so the program is whilst it's somebody else's program, it's my program, right? So I actually have all the training, is everything downloaded. So I have a copy of everything in there, so it would never go, right? And to be fair, the program that's right there now is literally, it's in such a proactive place right now. It literally is at the forefront of everything that's happening and changing. And as soon as new changes come out, which is quite often in the online world, let's be honest, the training's updated, and it's literally, they are so on point. The quality of the program itself, the money's been invested to create that program, it's going nowhere. For me, the long-term future is to transition into actually having my own program, right? And literally just expanding out what I'm already doing. So the mentorship and the guidance I'm actually giving to people right now, just expanding that out into a bigger platform, all right? And creating my own community within something like a Discord group or schools or something like that. And just amplifying it that way. That's absolutely where I see this going.
Yeah, I see that. What about like the continuity models, like the memberships, the membership models that people...
Well, all of those are options on the table, aren't they, to be fair? So, I definitely to get to bring in some kind of reoccurring kind of subscriptions is always going to be a good staple for any business long term, isn't it? So definitely.
Yeah. Have you thought about getting into software? I mean, if you've got your own sort of network or audience that you're cultivating, this group of clients that have spent money with you, so they have that built trust, established trust with you. I always say, like, this is the reason why I got into software. Like, I built a software platform because as long as the thing works, you can find yourself earning quite a lot of money pretty quickly. Like, you can have a lot of people going into this thing. They don't really have to deal with you so much because it's the software that's delivering.
Yeah.
And you can have your affiliate program attached to it, and you can benefit from this, the monthly earning potential as far as subscribers and members are concerned.
Interesting. I've not thought about that. My honest answer, not thought about that. But
Okay.
The reality is, right, for anybody who is serious about being online, working online, you need to be open. You should be open to any possibility. All right. I absolutely think when you're starting, you start small, you start focusing on one product, you become good at promoting that product, and then you build from that, right? I absolutely would caution against anybody jumping into doing multiple things online at once, because they will literally undoubtedly get overwhelmed and quit because it won't work for them. So please don't do that. But once you're established and you can start to then expand into different areas, why not? Absolutely, right? Multiple income streams is absolutely the way forward, right? You would never just restrict yourself to one, all right? Even just from a contingency perspective, you would want more than one.
Have you thought about, like you have your 9 to 5, which I presume isn't anything to do with this type of online sale, like it's not to do with affiliate marketing. Have you noticed, I don't know if you have noticed, I've noticed, the role of an affiliate marketing manager, someone who's experienced with, building and cultivating a list of affiliates to promote a certain thing. That job didn't used to pay very much a while ago. It was really one of those off the cuff things. You'd have a lot of companies would have their internal sales team. They'll have their marketers, their marketing department, and then they'll have like the executive assistant would end up turning into like the affiliate manager, right? The person who would just go out and what a lot of companies are realizing now though is that you don't even you can have a very effective affiliate marketing manager who can build up an army of people to promote a certain product for a business, and you won't even need an inside sales team or a marketing department or a marketing agency, because that affiliate network is so big. It can actually produce a lot of sales very, very quickly and consistently.
It's absolutely possible. Yeah, it really is.
And
I know. I mean, I've been on the receiving end of some kind of numerous emails, random messages on Instagram from people trying to, create partnerships. The trick is finding ones that you're aligned to. Like I get ones about cats and dogs and all this crap. It's just like, delete, which is basically what I do. But if you can match people to, I guess, what they're aligned to, it could be very successful. Absolutely.
Yeah. No. I mean, what I was alluding to was they didn't used to pay that role very much, but now I'm starting to see job offers for affiliate marketing managers sitting at around basic salaries at around $150,000 or £100,000+.
Yeah,
with bonuses override on the entire network. So like the bigger you make the network, you've got this like sales manager type override on all the sales team. It's like and it's like extremely lucrative now. So it's like all of these people who are out like yourself, who are spending time perfecting this art, getting really good at finding people to be influencers as affiliates or affiliates in and of themselves, like in the traditional sense, the bloggers, then you have the influencers, which is what you're talking about, social media personalities, self-publishing. So the nano micro style influencer, to have an army of those type of people under your wing, which is essentially what you're building, that could actually be taken as a it's almost like an asset you can then bring to a big business who would be willing to pay you a lot of money to be able to plug their product into your reseller network, essentially, your external sales force. It's like I can see so much happening in the future. Like, are you getting the sense of that? Are you starting to see it, or are you just like kind of like siloed at the moment and just focused?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that I am, to be honest. But it doesn't surprise me what you're saying. So I can absolutely see the way things are going in that regard. And like anything, I think once you start to become an expert in the field and people start to understand who you are, again, that opens up the door then to future possibilities. So, that does not surprise me that start to happen.
All right.
Really doesn't. I mean, it is. A lot of people think affiliate marketing is like some kind of dodgy thing, or because they don't understand it, right? Which is part of the reason, And I hear that daily, oh, is this some kind of scam or whatever. And the reality is, affiliate marketing has been around for absolutely ever, right? And it is simple. It's simple marketing strategies. That's all this is, right? You promote a product and you get paid a commission for doing it, right? Talk about it, get paid a commission for doing it. That's basically what it is. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing less to it. And I think what you just said in terms of the fact that we're starting to see more kind of corporate positions, kind of at a senior level, strategic level, to manage and direct that type of activity going forward is a testament to the quality and the acknowledgement of how good and potentially successful industry it actually is when it's done correctly.
Yeah. So let's talk about like the practicality then, like the technology behind it. So let's say someone wants to do this, they're super interested, they want to get going. What's the actual like the software or the tools that they need? And you talk about like Instagram, social media accounts, but is it like how do you track an affiliate link? Do you rely on a system for that? Do you rely on the course provider or program for that?
Depends how you set up. Depends how you set up, but ultimately, yes. So you'll end up with a unique link that's just yours, whether that's been generated by the company that the product you're promoting, or the website that you've gone on to get a code, whatever it may be. But you'll have a link, and they'll own that link, right? And they'll give that you, but you'll then be able to log into some kind of, we'll call it a dashboard, to see and track all your sales. It's very, very straightforward, very, very simple. But in terms of, I say this literally, I must say this daily. Anyone can do this. All you need is a phone, laptop, and internet. That's it. Don't need any other tools, right? Everything else you will learn. Everything else will be taught to you by somebody like me in my program, right? How to kind of create your social media page, how you create the content, all that you can be taught. You will be taught. I was taught. I didn't know. Yes, I could do posts on social media before I did this. Of course I could. We all can post on social media. But creating a video and figuring out how to do all that and the reels, captions and all that type of stuff is
that can get difficult. I've tried that, man. Like I have to farm it out to people. It's like is that something you do yourself, or do you get people to help you?
Both. Okay. So I've done it. So I did it myself. I now outsource it, but up until November. So kind of what I did, 11 months I did it myself, and then started outsourcing from November of last year. And that's purely so it allows me to focus on different aspects of my business, and that's where you get to. That's a growth journey you go on. We all start doing everything ourselves. And then you'll get to a point where you're starting to earn enough where you can then start to outsource it to other people to do for you. Right?
Okay, what about the other stuff then? The stuff like inside the social media apps, like the automatic DMs. Like when they say, "Hey, DM this" or "Write this."
So yeah,
you nurture it manually, or is that like a software platform?
So it's been both. Right now, it's manual again, but it has been both, and both work well. Clearly, the manual side of things requires a more hands-on approach. All right, but where the automated one can really help, particularly when you've got things like when you've got viral reels going on, the automation can really, really help you in that regard. But it comes down to time. I do think for anyone starting out, you need to go through that journey yourself, right? And you absolutely need to be the person responding to everything. You need to be the person filming it. You need to be the person editing. You need to be the person posting. You need to be the person commenting, because you need to know how to do it. You need to know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, you can never manage it. You can never control it. All right. So it's absolutely a journey.
It's a really good point. That's a really good point. It's so easy to get trapped into thinking, "Oh, I'll get a system for this. I'll get a platform for this. Because everyone's going to feed you a solution, to everything. Because the reason I ask that is because, as soon as I type in, how do you do those automatic DMs? And then you've got like 51 different software options out there. And then you've got all these online sort of virtual assistants that will do it like manually for you.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I tried once, and as soon as I had done it, they immediately shut down my account because they didn't like the whole, me opening my account in the UK in 1 second, and in the same 15-minute period, it's now being opened up in the Philippines or something like that. That triggered an initial problem for me. I had my account shut down for a little while just for me to, and I had to just explain it like, I got a social media manager. I didn't think this was a problem. Yeah, it sucks because you don't always know what's allowed, what's not allowed. But and of course, all of these platforms too. I mean, I don't know if they're kind of working their way. Because social media, like Instagram's a walled garden. Like, is there an API that they plug into? I don't know that I know the technology behind it. I don't know that but there's so many different options. But you can get trapped into all these little subscriptions, like $45 here, it's $62 there, and then before you know it, you're spending all this money and you're not making any.
No, absolutely not. Again, in fact, I'm talking to the beginners here, right? I use the phrase KISS a lot. Keep it short and sweet. Just keep it short and simple, however you want to phrase it. But that is absolutely 4 letters that you should live by. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need subscriptions for everything. You don't need a team of people to do things for you. You need to just find a couple of hours a day and just make it work. All right. You will benefit tremendously from going through that journey yourself. And you need to go through that journey yourself. You'd be deluding yourself if you think that you probably can avoid it just to make your life easier, because it won't work that way. And that's not.
Yeah, and you're clearly, what you've spoken about today is you've talked about putting like time and effort and person, yourself is like, in terms of sweat equity, it's like you actively reaching out, communicating with your affiliates. It's like, well, I think when people initially look at it, everything seems to be like hands off. Just get a link, put it here, and watch it make you money.
But you've still got to work. You've still got to put work in to get to that point. Do you know what I mean? You've got to create the videos, because affiliate marketing, digital marketing, is all about video creation or content creation. Sorry, right? So you've got to put stuff out into the world that people are going to see. Because if you don't, then who the hell is ever going to go to your links and make a purchase, right? So, your primary focus is content, right? Filming, editing, posting. That's what takes time, all right? Now, and you will need to do that, right? Things like messaging and lots of stuff. Those are all little sideline stuff that you can literally do when you're in a checkout queue in Asda. You can be there responding to messages, right? When you're on a plane, train, car as a passenger, you can be responding to messages and whatever. But the filming side of things and the editing, to a degree, you kind of need a stable place, don't you? And I have my office here and I do it here, most of my stuff. But I also just walk down the street talking to my phone. When I'm going to the shop, I'm going to get milk or pick up some bagels or some fruit or something from the co-op round the corner. I'll go out for 10 minutes, and 5 minutes later I'll be there chatting away. And that's me filming a story. But that's me using my time constructively. That's me saying, do you know what? I'm going to do a story today, but I'm not going to stop what I'm doing and take time out to do it. I'm going to make it fit into what I'm already doing. So I'm going to walk to the shop. So it's dry. It's quite bright. So I'm going to film, right? One job, one less thing to worry about.
I think that goes back to what you said about mindset, right? Like, you've got to stay on the ball. You've got to have your mission on the top of your mind, so that at every opportunity you can go ahead and start executing on what you need to do. And that is in this case, it's to like shoot a video, do a reel, get ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Respond to some comments.
And on the video front as well, don't think that you have to be in all the videos. You don't, right? I guarantee you that people's photo albums, just normal stuff on the phone, they'll have a million things in there that can actually become good reels. All right. So please also don't think you have to go away and reinvent loads of content, because you don't.
All right. Well, look, as a roundup then, for, if we were to create like a little soundbite as to say, what would the person who was listening, who was in a 9-to-5 job, who was thinking, I like the idea of affiliate marketing, what would be the best direction that they could take? What would be the right steps for them to kind of follow in your footsteps, where they could actually end up with something and they could have this, additional income stream coming in on a consistent basis?
So first question is, do you want to do high ticket or low ticket? So you need to ask, so if you can do your research on low ticket, so sites like ClickBank, JVZoo, go on those sites, have a look at because these literally list all the offers, and you can figure out if you want to promote any of those. Right, have a look at that. All right. If you're interested in high ticket affiliate marketing, then contact me.
And JVZoo, ClickBank, those are marketplaces, right? Like
those are marketplaces. Basically,
I know what they are, but for the sake of someone listening that doesn't know,
they look at the affiliate offers basically, and you can just basically just cherry pick whichever ones you want, and you just get a link. So that's first decision, low or high ticket, right? And then it's about connecting with somebody who can show you how to do it, right? Like I said earlier, I purposely would not recommend Googling and YouTubing. My own experience, and just from talking to people, it's overwhelming and you'll end up going nowhere. So find somebody you want to connect with, can show you, do that. Join a program and let them guide you, right? The best way to be successful, right, is to connect with somebody who already is. Simple, right?
True.
That's not an out there statement. If you want to be successful, find somebody who already is and work with them. Because what that means for you as a beginner is it means that they've already traveled the road. They've already smoothed the road. They've probably already fallen down, got dusty, got dirty, have stood up, brushed themselves off, carried on, right? What that means for you is you don't have to fall. You don't have to get down and get back up again and dust yourself off because they've already done it. So they'll navigate you around that pothole so you haven't got to fall in. That's massive for anybody starting out in a new world. But it depends on whether you're ready to invest in and get started, because you can literally pay a few £100 or a few £1,000 to join a program. So it depends on what you want to get out of it, right? So figure that out. And that's where people like me come in, because I have these conversations every day and try to figure out how best to help people in terms of how to help figure out, well, what kind of things that you'd like to do, right? What are you looking for? What would you need, right, in terms of support? And then I can kind of tailor an answer as to what's going to be best for them. So, but if you've basically got a phone, laptop, and internet, a mindset, are driven and determined that you want to grow a business online, then it will happen for you. All right, you'll make it work, because that's the mindset that you've got. All right, and as long as you come into it in that way, right, and like I say, 1-2 hours a day, you've got to do it. And that doesn't have to be concentrated time, by the way. That could be half an hour in the morning, half an hour at lunchtime, half an hour in the evening, whatever it may be. That's the beauty of working online. You can mold it around your life, right? So you must not allow yourself to be put off by doing it because you've got X, Y, and Z going on. It doesn't matter. But as a beginner, starting out in the online world, digital marketing is without a doubt the easiest thing to get into. Potentially very lucrative, and is growing exponentially year on year. So anyone considering this now in 2024, the market, the affiliate marketing world come 2025 will probably be 30% bigger than it is this year.
No, I believe that. I mean, look, my entire sales, all my sales come from affiliate marketing. I no longer have any traditional ads running. I do not have an internal sales team. My internal sales team is me. Like that. So I structure like the bigger joint venture deals directly. Everything that we do is purely through affiliate marketing. It's all through people just like yourself who are promoting, and it's just it is a growing industry, both in the self-employed. Well, it is self-employed whenever you're dealing with someone else like that, but from the standpoint of like someone like yourself who wants to just sort of cherry pick different opportunities out there, get into like high ticket offers. Yeah. And then there's also like the corporate side too, the business to business, or just business in general. It's growing. There's a bit of a rush in this direction now. I think people got really aware of it throughout maybe the COVID period. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
My business went from there to there during COVID. Everyone was at home.
People taking notice.
Laptops and iPads and whatever.
Yeah, I think just people just taking notice of what they were initially ignoring. Just like the fact that, a lot of the time I think people just ignored, hey, make money online. It was just like, oh, that's a scam. But I think when people were stuck at home, they really had to take that extra time to evaluate it. And I think then you start to see the rising stars. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ivan. I appreciate you coming on for round 2. And we didn't have a hiccup this time, so we're good. But listen, I'd like to do, and I've had this thought as we were talking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get some other affiliates, people who have entered the world of affiliate marketing, just like you, who have kind of on their own little journey. And I think what would be great to do is have like a panel discussion. Like, you're sharing what your thoughts are, they have theirs. It's like maybe discuss different products and different kind of opportunities. I think that could make for a really cool, interesting conversation, because the biggest problem, and as you rightly said, like, people go onto YouTube, they go onto Instagram, they get inundated with different types of opinions and offers and thought, schools of thought. Like, they're getting told this is how you do it, and that's how you do it. So it'll be good to like have that kind of debate discussion, not from, and I'll be clear about this, not from the program providers, because they're always going to have what they're going to have, and that's going to be the ultimate sales pitch. I'm talking about the people who are in your position, who are now treating this as an opportunity or a way in which they could supplement their income. Because really, you're the soldiers on the front line, right? You're the guys doing the hard work, right? I mean, I suppose that could be debated, but I think you're definitely doing a lot of hard work, especially if you're starting off by yourself, having to learn social media, do that stuff. There's so much there that we could discuss. I think we're definitely going to be going down that direction.
Cool. Sounds happy for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate you. Until next time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.